All right, Stone Pony, thank you very much. And Denard Span steps in that box, ready to see the first pitch of the ball game from Johnny Danks, and that's taken for a strike. And once again, so happy you could join us right here over WCIU Channel 26 for Game 2 of this 3-game set and Game 2 of this 6-game homestand. As that's a base hit, punch right back through the middle, not hit hard, but good enough. So Span, good speed aboard. He's 9 for 11 in stolen bases.
That was a changeup that John probably got up a little bit higher than he would have liked. That ball taken right back through the middle. Span hits it off the end of the bat, just loops it into center field. Now you got a chance to pick him off at first base.
As Brendan Harris, who was 0 for 4 last night, stands in. Brendan hitting at .282, couple of homers, he's driven in 7. Ball gets away from Corky Miller, so that didn't take long. Very quickly, a man at second base with nobody out.
From up here, it looked like a pass ball. We'll have to take another look at it. And that has to be a pass ball.
Now, Harris with a different mindset, different thought process. Trying to take it to the right side. And the count evens at 1. And here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. This is the 5th meeting of the year between these two clubs, and the first 4 Sox have won 3. Thanks. Now guns over to Pauly. So he cannot get the job done. 1 down.
That could turn out to be a very big play, as Brendan Harris, who started at second base last night and is starting at shortstop tonight, doesn't have a real good at bat. John Danks wanted to cut this ball in on his hands. He got it there, and then Danks taking his time and making a good solid throw, but the most important part of that is he left Span at second base. Now, you have to look back a couple of times because Span will try to steal third, even with a left-hander up.
And it's tough on Nix at second and Alexei at short because Maurer uses the whole field. So any way you look at it, Span's going to be able to get a good jump. He's going to be able to get a good lead and a good jump if he decides to steal third.
Well, Nix is playing him almost as a pull hitter in the infield, so he's not anywhere near second, and it's up to Alexei to occasionally make a move to get him back.
He cannot check it up, and the count evens at 1.
The home run last night by Joe Mauer was sliced into left center field.
Joe hitting at .406, 7 homers, 18 knocked in on a 12-game hitting streak. Attaboy. Mauer has hit Danks well. 15 at bats, he has 8 hits.
And on the current hitting streak, he's on fire.
Nice. And the count 1-2.
Now's a good time for that high fastball, especially if you keep it up and out of the zone. Mauer does have a natural inside-out stroke, and if he had his druthers, he would take the ball consistently to left and left center field.
There you go. I don't care. Just put it on. Does not have to work. Just put it on.
Look at Ron Gardenhire as he looks out at his ball club.
Fake. Yes, he did, says Jeff Kellogg. He gone. 2 down.
Big sequence by John Danks as he cuts this ball away from Mauer. It's off the plate. And Joe tries to check his swing, but can't do it. He went way in front of the plate with that one. A good call by Jeff Kellogg. So now John 1 out away from getting out of this first inning.
But he's got a guy at the plate who's faced him 19 times, has 7 hits, 3 homers, and he's driven in 8. Justin Morneau. Then he's got a guy on deck. If you're thinking about going around him, this 8 for 15 against him.
Yeah, there's no reason to pitch around Morneau in this situation, although at this point of the year he's a lot more dangerous than Kadire. Perhaps not against John Danks.
And the count 0-2.
The visibility right now very much favors the pitcher. Lights haven't taken hold. It is dusk. And especially on that cutter, I'm not sure that a hitter can pick it up real well.
The 0-2 pitch. You know what the saying is, light is sight. And right now there's not a whole bunch of light.
Not all that much, especially around home plate. This is a great time to pitch.
Dog day here at the ballpark, and then we had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. He gone, gas upstairs, and that'll do it. After a half inning play, it's the Twinkies nothing, and the good guys coming to bat.
Red Sox lineup is Posednik, Nix, and Dye in the third spot with Thome hitting cleanup. Then it's Paul Konerko on an 8-game hitting streak. Anderson, Ramirez, Fields, and Corky Miller hitting ninth and catching. The defense and how they'll line up behind Liriano, Kubel, Gomez, and Span left to right, with Creedy, Harris, Tolbert, and Kadire. You got Joe Mauer behind the plate and Francisco Liriano on the hill looking for his 5th loss. This is his 9th start. Last time out, he walked 6 New York Yankees. Control has been a problem for him. He's been very inconsistent. There you look at the 22 walks, 39 strikeouts. That's not a good strikeout to walk ratio.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Scotty Pies takes first pitch strike. It's 1 for 4 last night. And there's a good way to start it. Off the fist into right field. But Span very quickly gets to it, so the leadoff single.
It's a broken bat, and that fastball on the inner portion, it looked like Mauer wanted the ball away. Instead, he got it in, and with the Southwest RoboCam, you'll see the location of that ball right on the inner portion where Scott had a good look at it and a promising way to start the first inning.
Jason Nix hitting at .241, a couple of homers. He's driven in 3. It's that big lead again. As there he tries to push it a little too much.
It's a pretty good idea, and you'd certainly like to push that one right at Matt Tolbert at second base. As long as you get it by Liriano, you're going to get the job done and maybe come away with a base hit. But unfortunately, that ball rolled foul.
Grady at the cut of the grass at third. Tries to bunt it again this time. Fouls it back.
Liriano's best pitch, especially since coming back from Tommy John surgery, is it's called a back foot slider. Tries to throw it low and into the right-hand hitters. Preferably, after you get ahead, he wants to throw it out of the strike zone. His stuff isn't near as good now as it was before the surgery. His arm is not quite as strong.
And that's outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Sox come in hitting at .245 as a club with a 4.65 ERA. And that has popped up right side. Colbert, and that's out number 1. So here's Jermaine Dye. Jermaine 1 for 3 last night with a homer, his 9th of the season. And he's hitting at .275, go along with 21 RBIs, and lifetime against Liriano is 1 for 6. And he takes the strike.
Weren't with us last night. Delman Young, who normally plays left field, is not with the team. His mother passed away, and he will not be here for the series. Jason Kubel has taken his spot in left field tonight.
Blocked nicely right there by Mauer.
Joe missed a month, and they really missed him. This ball thrown right in front of the plate. Howard does a great job of making sure that, number one, it doesn't get by him, and two, it just dribbles out in front of him.
Another big lead right there by Posednik, and that ball's popped up into right center field. Now Gomez calling off Span, and that's out number 2. And right now, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Jim Angio, our Hall of Fame director and crew, well, they went with Corky Miller. Steve, Lisa, and Tex are going to go with Ryan Anderson. Don Esposito, Mike Spadali, Shaw Booker, Matt Nichol, Tracy Mobley, Eddie Harris, and Jeree McGee and I are going to go with Jason Nix. And of course, these picks brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com today.
Jim told me last night against a pretty tough left-hander, drilled the ball down the line for a 2-base hit. Just as soon not hit it there in this situation because Morneau is standing right on the line.
They got him picked off. There's the throw. Hits him. And he's going to go into third base. I hope he tagged second.
Well, it's the second time in as many nights that they've picked Posednik off first base only to see the ball thrown away. Posednik, knowing the right-hander was throwing, probably went out just a touch to his right. And that's a lesson if you are picked off. Don't get in a rundown, just keep going. Maybe that first baseman's going to hit you right in the hand.
And Kadire did not get the angle. As we talked about, you can steal first base on a right-handed throwing first baseman. if he is inexperienced or if he has a bad arm. And we saw that a lot when Big Frank Thomas was here. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0 with Konerko on deck.
Could very well be that he was inexperienced more than arm, because Cuddyer has a terrific arm. We've seen
great arm.
We've seen that from right field.
That's the reason I said inexperienced first.
But he got him off the hand, and hopefully that hand's okay.
3-0. And that's ball 4. So now, runners at the corners. With 2 down, and here's Paulie. Paulie 1 for 2 last night. A long tower. 2-run homer. If you missed it, poof.
Baker had some early problems, and the Sox squandered what could have easily been a 5 or 6 run inning. They got to him for 3 in the second, and at the end of the day, Mark Buehrle made it hold up.
Bauer picks that one. So Jim Thome tied for 13th all-time in home runs with Mike Schmidt at 548. He is now in 13th place all-time in base on balls. He now has 1,572. Stan Musial is next in 12th position at 1,599. So he's 27 behind Stan the Man, number 6 for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the count 2-0.
Liriano so far experiencing the same kind of location problems, especially with his fastball, that he did last time out. I'm talking with Bert Blyleven, one of the broadcasters for the Twins before the game. It's very similar as far as location to what John Danks has been going through. The inability to hit his spots with his fastball that digs him into an early hole.
The 2-0 delivery. Changes up on him, gets it over, even though it's up. There you look at the guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. 287 wins, 60 shutouts, and on and on and on. Paulie said, I didn't swing.
I think Paul thought that ball was low, and he's just telling Mark Wigner that I know what you called it, but it was low.
So now 2 out. Sednick at third, Thome at first. And the 2-2 pitch. Checks it up. Another changeup.
Good thing that he was able to foul that one away, because that would have been in the zone. Paul's been seeing the ball real well. You look at Brian Anderson, who's in the on-deck circle. Just activated last night from a minor league rehab. Looking to break out of what's become for him a little mini slump.
Oh, watch out, everybody.
Liriano's trying to cut it inside. Joe Creedy's not close enough to the third base line. This ball is going to drive it down that line. And that time Jeff Cox was just able to get out of the way of a vicious line drive.
Long look in. Now, once again, the 2-2. And he's going after him again.
I give a lot of credit to Coxie. He might look slow, but he is.
Oh, he competes in everything.
Here it is again. Well, he got out of the way of that one.
Ozzy's getting on him right now. Well, one thing about it, Paulie's got a good target to shoot at.
Jeez.
And he gets him on the change. and that'll retire the side. Sox threaten can't score after 1. No run. First pitch to Michael Cuddyer is taken for a ball. Cuddyer hitting at .259, 4 homers. He's driven in 20. Cuddyer, a couple of hits last night and lifetime against Danks, as I mentioned last inning. 15 at bats. He has 8 hits. Nice motion right there. Pull the string on him, and the count 1-2.
Dyer, a former #1 draft choice of these Twins, the 9th overall in the 1997 draft.
2-2. Well, he came in originally as a shortstop.
Then they moved him to third, and then they moved him all over the outfield before finally settling on him in right field. Now he's still moving.
Nice pitch. Nix, 1 out. So with 1 gone, that'll bring up the left fielder Jason Kubel. Kubel hitting at .326, 5 homers. He's driven in 20. Kubel last year hit .272, 20 homers, and knocked in 78. And he's 3 for 7 lifetime with a homer, but he has 6 RBIs off Johnny Danks.
They've got a lot of guys with some pretty good numbers, yet Danks is 3-3 lifetime against these Twins.
2-0 the count.
Kubel's got some pretty big power, especially now that he's very much in a hitter's count.
Three 3-0 with Creedy on deck. Bit of a gap out there in right center. And there's the strike.
The way they're setting up defensively, looks to me like they want to throw the ball away from Kubel.
And the count goes full. Well, you can throw it in, but it better be way in.
Those last 2 pitches threaded the needle on the outside corner, and you're right about going in, but you'd like to be ahead of him when that happens.
He's got a chance to be a good one. Danks comes back from that 3-0 count and nails him. He gone. 3rd strikeout for Johnny, 2 down.
Well, Corky wanted it low and away, but John got it up and in. And he threw it right by him.
Well, a nice round of applause for Joe Crede. Joe was 1 for 4 last night. Hit one right off the end of a bat off his teammate, Mark Buehrle, for a little Ducks North thing.
He's not going to be real proud of that one, but it's still 1 for 4.
Crede on the season hitting at .224, 5 homers. He's driven in 15. Twins come in hitting at .272 as a club with a 5.23 team ERA. Twins at home, 14-9. On the road, they are 4-13.
John is not hitting his spots, but he's effectively wild to this point.
Well, these two clubs have not been very good on the road. Well, that's fair ball. Just served it down there into the corner. So the 2-out double.
That's some good hitting by Joe Crede. This ball was down, it was in, and he just got it before it broke. Just kind of flicked it right down the line. Jeff Kellogg taking a look at it, and it was right on the line.
So Crede at second. Here's Carlos Gomez hitting at .232, no homers. He's driven in 2. Jacks it up, takes a strike. Gomez last night 0 for 3 with 1 strikeout. Count evens at 1. But on the road, these two clubs combined are 11 and 27. Two and 1. Gomez, big guy, 6'4", 195 pounds, and the fastest man in the American League. Big hack.
You don't really have to throw him a strike because he's an overanxious youngster that will consistently expand that zone. When he learns a bit more about the strike zone, he's going to be that much tougher to retire. But right now, you can use that aggressiveness against him.
That's lined in the left field. Hides is there, makes the catch, hauls it in, and that'll retire the side. Nothing across. There was a 2-out double by Crede, and after an inning and a half, not out. forward, the focus is on Twins broadcaster, the Dutchman Bert Blyleven. Blyleven with 287 victories, 3,701 strikeouts, and 60 shutouts. Blyleven is one of the all-time greatest to ever take that mound. Bert also starred on 2 World Series champions, the 79 Pirates and the 87 Twins. And he is not yet in the Hall of Fame. As there's a one-hopper down to Creedy. So 1 pitch, 1 out, Brian Anderson. Last night 0 for 4, but hit the ball very hard twice.
Pretty easy play for Joe Creedy as he's standing right there. Brian a little over anxious. Thinking that first pitch was the best pitch he was going to see. Liriano, who had a magnificent 2006, 12-3 with a 2.16 ERA, only to hurt his arm and miss all of 2007.
First pitch strike to Alexi. Alexi 1 for 4 with an RBI last evening. And the count 0-2. Alexei 2 for 3 lifetime off Liriano with a couple of ribbies. Outfield there. Their sets are very similar. They play deep. They play really spread out. They give you the gaps. And about equal distance. That pitch fouled away.
They play most everybody straight away, except you look at Gomez and he might be a step or two to one side or the other. That's the way Ron Gardner wants to play the defense. He knows he's got some big speed out there, except for Kubel in left.
I want to know where the mayor is tonight. He brings us good luck last night, and all of a sudden he's in no-show. Come on.
Well, you could call him a front runner.
Show me a front runner and I'll show you a winner.
There you go.
He's no front runner, I'll tell you that. He'll get in the trenches with you and battle it out.
Well, he made a pledge that he just wouldn't come on Dog Day. And it is Dog Day tonight.
And there's ball 4. After getting way ahead, he walks in. He just wanted to get us started on the right track last evening, that's all. He can't do it everything himself.
Liriano started with the San Francisco Giants. That was his first team. Signed as a non-drafted free agent back on September 9th of 2000. Came over along with Boof Bonser and Joe Nathan in a very one-sided deal. San Francisco, of course, getting the best of the deal with A.J. Pierzynski going to the Giants.
Josh Fields out in front of that one. Yeah, that may go down as one of the, according to how Liriano comes back. Now, I think he's going to be back. I was talking to the Dutchman about it before the game, and Bert Blyleven thinks the same thing. Right now, he's a little short, but you know how the history of the Tommy John surgery had been fantastic.
You've come back actually with a stronger elbow than you had before the surgery. And the question for Liriano will be, long after the physical effects of the injury are by the boards, the psychological effect of the injury is the thing that's going to linger, and that is get used to throwing the baseball and not expect your arm to fall off, because having a few arm injuries myself, that psychological aspect is something that it's tougher to get over than the physical rehab aspect.
The 1-1. Well, they have come up with different names now than when you had your arm injuries. For an example, when in my era, there was no such thing. We had never heard of a rotator cuff problem.
No, you just threw your arm out.
That's it. You just threw
What happened? He threw his arm out.
What happened to your arm?
I had a rotator cuff injury, but I had never heard the term until a doctor of kinesiology told it to me. It wasn't a team doctor at the time for the Cubs. It was 1976. I had never heard the term rotator cuff.
Good pitch on him right there. Ate him up inside. Pops it up right side to Dyer. Stays with it. And that's our number 2. Yeah, that term Never. It didn't exist when we played.
Same thing with obliques. Had I known I had one, I probably would have gotten hurt a few more times. But I didn't know I possessed those. Well, you're seeing guys disabled all the time with oblique problems now. In fact, you said one bothered you for years.
6 years. And it still does to this day.
Should go in and see Hermie. You know he's good with those.
I'd rather have the bad oblique problem, believe me. I'll take him on both sides. Here's Corky Miller. Corky, 1 for 2 lifetime against Liriano. No, I'll just leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with Dr. Payne. I tell you, when I walk in his place to get those cortisone shots, his face just lights up.
Take a look at him. You can see it right there.
He just says, "Come here, Hawkaroo." Change up. 0-1 the count.
Liriano's going to come back, and he's probably going to come back 100%. Now, before he was hurt, that year when he was 12-3 with an ERA just over 2, that slider was devastating. It just disappeared. It looked like Steve Carlton or Ron Guidry at their best. His fastball was 95, 96 and exploded at the end. That's one of the things, Hawk, that when you have an arm injury, one of the things you lose is a little elasticity in that arm. So you might throw as hard. That ball just doesn't have the late life. But he's young enough for it to come back to him.
Well, you just mentioned the whole key. The late movement, the late life. That is the whole key. I faced some guys in the past too. Big swing, who Dick Raditz, for example, the monster, pitched for the Red Sox, 6'8", 320 pounds. He threw close to 100, but he had that little flip at the end. Well, he lost about just 3 or 4 inches, still throwing 95, 96, 97, but he didn't have the flip, and all of a sudden he was meat.
No late life. And, of course, Jim Palmer won the Cy Young Award 3 times and is in the Hall of Fame. Even when he was thrown 87, 88, he threw straight over the top, and that ball had a little jump at the end of it, and you popped it straight up. You could never quite square it up.
7-time 20-game winner. Watch out. Yeah, faced Palmer many, many times, and that's what got him by, really. He was a high fastball pitcher, threw curveball. But that late little jump, got about 6 feet from home plate, and poof. And that's foul. Some of the best late life I've ever seen, though, was from a former White Sox left-hander. Terry Forster. That ball it just exploded on you.
When they brought up, and this is the White Sox, they brought up the bookend relievers of Goose Gossage and Terry Forster and put them in the bullpen together. I've never seen 2 relievers come up and throw the ball like those guys threw it. And unfortunately, Forster hurt himself, and Goose went to the Hall of Fame.
Good check right there by the Corkaroo. 2-2. Well, Forster threw harder than Gossage.
And his stuff was better across the board.
But again, that fastball, when he got 8 or 10 feet from home plate, poof, it just exploded. Outfield straight up. Spread out. There's a chopper 2 hopper over to Tolbert, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 3rd. Nobody has scored. No score, top of the third. Matt Tolbert, Denard Span, and Brendan Harris to face Johnny Danks. Tolbert.
Tolbert starting out slowly this year. On base percentage of .283, and that's not going to dazzle you. And both Harris and Tolbert getting an opportunity because Alexei Casilla didn't hustle. And Ron Gardenhire said, if you're not going to hustle, you're not going to play for the Minnesota Twins. So get him sent down the minor leagues.
That ball hit into left field. Well, that goes for anybody wearing a Minnesota uniform. That goes with anybody wearing a White Sox uniform as well. You don't hustle for Ozzie, you gone. You don't hustle for Gardenhire, you gone.
Well, there's not many things in this game that you have control of. One of the things you do have control of is hustle consistently. And after he didn't hustle once, the second time he bunted, stood at home plate, got doubled up. And Ron Gardenhire called him in and said, that's it. You need a vacation at AAA.
Well, there are too many managers that tolerate guys because of their stature and their stats. Tolerate not hustling. And eventually what it's going to do is going to cost them their job. Because they're going to lose the rest of the players. Span with a 2-0 count. He poked a single into center right off the end of the bat. And the count 3-0. Come back and get him, Johnny. There's Gardenhire. And there's ball 4, so good speed aboard.
White Sox group and party area outings, priority seating for your group of 20 or more fans. Save $1 to half off each ticket, depending on the size of your group and the party areas like the fan deck, warning track, or an individual game diamond suite. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
Well, Casilla last year for the Twins hit .281, 7 homers, drove in 50 in 98 games.
He's a good player, and they expect him to be a good player again. But I think he probably will have learned a very valuable lesson.
Harris had a little swinging bunt out in front of the plate towards third base. Danks came in and picked it up, threw him out.
Harris came up through the Cub organization and showed a lot of versatility. He can play all the infield spots. And he stings the ball a little bit more than you would think.
Well, this year coming in, he was a .275 lifetime hitter against us. But as I mentioned in the game last night a couple of times, he has hit the ball harder than that. He barrels it up. He puts the barrel on the ball against our pitching. Pretty good lead. And there's the strike. So the count 1-1 with one down here in the top of the third.
Brian Anderson is shaded just a couple of steps to right center field, which means if you're going to cut that fastball in on his hands, you're going to throw it away from the defense because Pasednik is well off the line in left. And that time Span just got back underneath a very quick pickoff move by John Danks.
Long set. And now time is called as he was going on first move.
It looked to me like John was ready to throw the ball to first base.
He was.
But the longer you set, the more anxious a base runner is going to get, especially if that's the pitch he's picked out to run. And in the end, Harris called timeout. It was acknowledged by Mark Wegner, so everything came to a stop.
Top of the 7th in New York. Yankees leading Baltimore 5-3. Tigers leading Texas 4-1 at Comerica Park, bottom of the 6th.
Tigers had a big lift last night with Dontrelle Willis throwing a whale of a game.
Little glide step right there. And the count 1-2. Well, the Tigers have won 4 in a row, 7 of their last 10.
I'm not sure what they expected out of Willis, but he went into the 7th inning last night, didn't give up any runs, and got the ball over the plate. So he's trying to make a comeback from some big problems.
He gone. Chases it up out of the zone. 2 down.
This is a fastball well up outside. And it could very well be in that at bat. John Danks holding the ball, trying to disrupt the timing of Denard Span, disrupted the timing of Brendan Harris because he didn't look ready for the last 2 pitches thrown him.
And he gave him 2 separate motions in those last 2 pitches. Some guys don't like it. Other guys, they don't mind it. And there's just this conventional from the stretch delivery right there. 0-1 to Mauer. Mauer struck out on a check swing. Magnificent play.
Number 1 draft choice, and most people thought that Minnesota was crazy for drafting him number 1.
Everybody thought it was just a PR, publicity draft choice.
Sure. Out of the St. Paul area, and Mark Pryor was, by acclamation, the guy that everybody felt would be the number 1 pick. Turned out the Cubs got him at number 2, and Mauer is still here, and Pryor is trying to make it back to the San Diego Padres minor league organization.
There's a little glide step again. So the count 0-2 will probably, the people I talked to, maybe 80%, 80, maybe higher, 85%, did not think that Minnesota, they thought they were just going to make him a token offer, and that was it. And then say, well, he's asking for too much. But they didn't. They went out, they drafted him, and they signed him.
Well, they got him for $5 million. It turned out to be about the best $5 million that they've ever spent.
They got him picked off. Paulie's got the angle, makes the perfect throw, and he gone. So that'll retire on the side, and we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd, still scoreless.
Works this perfectly after John Danks picks Span off first base. Watch Paul come and get the ball and get the angle for the throw. Right on the money, and he throws him out easily.
Scott Podsednik singled. stole second, and went to third on a throwing error by Mike Kadire. And we'll show you that, the difference. Going to the count.
Now we'll take a look at Kadire and the reason why he doesn't make this play. Where Paul came out in the infield, Kadire didn't come far enough to get the angle on the throw, and at the end he hit Posednik. So the difference, one's an out, the other guy's on third. And watch Paul as he comes out to greet this ball and actually winds up on the grass to make the throw, giving himself the perfect angle, and it's real easy after that.
And that one slapped foul. So this next pitch will be number 45 for Liriano. Gap out there in right center. 2-2. Nix on deck, Dye in the hole. And a full count.
Liriano has a bit of a hesitation that he didn't use before. I think he believes that where he did it with stuff before, now he has to add a little deception into his motion.
That ball hit hard in the center field, but not hard enough for that youngster. He goes back, he's standing underneath it.
If you're going to try to get it over his head, you better hit it out of the ballpark.
So that'll bring up Jason Nix, who was trying to get a job done back in the first inning. Popped up to second.
With that wind blowing a gale toward left and left center, all you have to do is get it up in the air.
And that's off the end of the bat. So very quickly, Nix is in the big hole, 0-2. Sox won the opener last night 6-2 behind Mark Buehrle's 6th victory of the season. Buehrle just one defeat. And that's off the end of the bat.
Win a Gavin Floyd jersey and tell the White Sox what you think. Simply log on to your computer and take a quick survey. Your answers are confidential. Visit whitesox.com/survey. You must complete the survey before tonight's game ends.
So here's JD. He popped up to Gomez in center. Takes it up high. Top of the fourth in St. Louis. No score. Cubs and the Cardinals.
It's a good matchup because Chris Carpenter is coming back for the Cardinals. He's their number one, and if he's healthy, that'll mean a big difference to them. Ryan Dempster going for the Cubs.
Softly hit, Tolbert. Easy inning for Liriano. 1-2-3. He's retired 5 in a row. No score, top of the fourth inning. Maurer, Morneau, and Cuddyer to face Johnny Danks. Maurer was at the plate when Danks picked off Denard Span. Takes ball one.
This one doesn't have quite the same feeling, but it was John Danks on the hill for game 163 against these same Twins. It was Nick Blackburn on the mound for the Twins. He's going to go in the game tomorrow afternoon.
Way inside 2-0. No, there was a little bit of difference. I'll tell you one thing. We go 1-6 on that trip. Yeah. Almost 27,000 last night. Got a terrific crowd tonight. I'll tell you, the fans like they did last year. Fans last year, in all the years, over a quarter of a century I've been with the White Sox, were truly, there's a strike, the 26th man on that ball club last season. It looks like they're going to do the same thing this year.
Well, they're just waiting at this point for the Sox to do anything, because there had to be another tremendous walk-up. A lot of dogs here, as you see. They're having a wonderful time.
Another strike to even the count at 2.
In fact, they're going to be ecstatic with one more strike to Maurer. I can tell. Just got a text from Larry.
He's texting you now, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's what you call getting sawed off right there. Nice bare hand pick up and throw. One out. And let's talk about the fourth inning, because it's being brought to you by Taco Bell's Fourth Meal. That's the meal between dinner and breakfast, open till 1 a.m. or later. And, of course, the Taco Bell restaurants, those are some of Lisa Stone's, Steve's much, much better half, her favorite places to eat.
Thinking of picking up some stock, as a matter of fact.
Meanwhile, what a pitch right there. And here is Morneau, who struck out swinging on a high fastball.
John's had pretty good stuff tonight. After throwing a couple pitches away to Joe Mauer, Corky wants it inside. John gets it right there, and he just shatters Mauer's bat. Good play by Josh Fields.
Morneau taking some bad swings off the slants right here of Johnny Danks, but he can do that, and all of a sudden you throw him a decent one to hit, and he's liable to hit it 450.
Ozzie looking on. Likes what he saw of the team last night.
So he gets way ahead of him and then walks it. Morneau has yet to attempt a stolen base as Cuddyer stands in. He grounded out 4-3. Strike right on the outside edge of the outside corner.
Well, if Cuddyer really starts to hit, Morneau's going to draw a lot more walks, because especially the right-hand pitchers are not going to want to pitch to him too often. Oh,
0-2 the count to Cuddyer with Jason Kubel on deck.
John at the 60 pitch mark. We're just one out into the fourth inning.
You see, not just our pitchers, you see most pitchers, as a rule, don't have too much problem getting ahead of guys. But then they start nibbling. First thing you know, it's full count, then a couple of foul balls. Close pitch right there, didn't get it. Looked like Johnny wanted it.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I don't particularly care for the setup pitch, because if you've got something that you believe is a wipeout pitch, throw it on 0-2. Because the last thing you want to do is get the 3-2 and then have to throw it in the zone.
Well, if you can get them in one, get them in one. If it takes two, get them in two. This should be two. Bobbled, and they don't get it. He may have had a better shot at second than he did at first.
I think you're exactly right about that. Had he not panicked after dropping the ball, he would have had the easy force at second base. Nix was there. Morneau doesn't run real well. The ball is hit hard. Now, if he just flips it to Nix, he's going to get Morneau by a good 3 steps. But by going to first, goes E6. And instead of a double play getting out of the inning, now it's first and second, only one out.
So a big miscue right there. And Kadire, who runs okay, doesn't have anywhere near blazing speed right there. Looked like Alexi just wanted to do a little too much too quick, and he had plenty of time as he cannot check it up. So 0-1 to count to Kubel, who struck out swinging on a fastball his first trip. This is where you got to buckle down, pitch over the mistake. Johnny Danks.
That's a sign of a pitcher with very good concentration, and that will make your infielders real happy after they've made a mistake behind you.
And there's a base hit. So they're going to wave Morneau around with a good throw here. They're going to get him, but it's off the mark. Yeah. If he misses up toward the third base line, they're going to get him easy. Meanwhile, it's 1-0 Minnesota. So that miscue has jumped up and bitten Johnny Danks.
The Southwest RoboCam will take a look at a fastball on the inner portion, and Kubel has driven in his 21st of the year. Jermaine throws it off the mark. You can see it pulling Corky wide of the plate. And it's a 1-0 game.
And here's Creedy, who doubled down into the left field corner. Well, our guys this year have had problems pitching over mistakes, errors, and they have also had problems pitching over umpires when they thought that they had the guy struck out and they didn't get the call. It seems like about 50, maybe 60% of the time that guy's come up with a base hit.
We've given up 1 run. You have runners at the corners. This is a big spot for John Danks. Joe doesn't run particularly well, so if you get the ground ball and he's going to try to sink it away from him and get the ground ball here, you can turn a pair.
That'll get the job done. Kadire will score, so it is 2-0. Now that routine double play ball has cost us 2 runs.
Corky Miller wanted a sinker away, and he wanted it down. Joe Creedy got a ball that he could hit in the air, and he hit it far enough.
And here's Gomez. He lined out to Posednik. And they get him. Nice play by Danks. But some damage is done. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth, trailing 2-0. U.S. Cellular text poll question: believe in something better. Will the Sox finish the season with a winning record against the American League Central Division? A yes, B no. Just text A or B to 97999 and watch for the results later in the ball game. 1-0 the count to Thome. Thome walked his first trip. 2-0 Bad Guys. And there is a base hit. So another good start to the inning.
And the left-handers are getting better swings at Francisco Liriano than the right-handers. Liriano tries to throw a fastball by Thome inside. If you get it up a little higher, maybe, but not there. As Jim has looked pretty quick as far as swinging the bat over the last week.
So here's Paulie. Struck out on a changeup his first trip.
Well, he got him after setting him up on a couple of sliders down and in. And once again, you've got Harris playing up the middle. If you pitch him on the inner portion, there's a lot of room between Creedy and Harris to drive the ball through.
And he's got the catbird seat.
Mauer wants to go out there and talk with him before this goes any further.
Nobody out, one on, and a 2-0 count to Konerko. It's all right. 2-0, 3-1. If you're going to make a mistake, make it that way.
Paul just shaking his head because he knew that he swung at a pitch that he couldn't do anything with.
There's a breaking ball strike, so it evens at 2. Well, as I mentioned, though, that's if you're going to make a mistake swinging a bad pitch, that's where you got to hit it. When everybody gets upset, it's when you get that 2 or 3-1 count.
Hit it off to the opposite field.
You go over to the first base dugout.
We got him last time after setting him up inside with a changeup away and figured if it was good for the first at bat, it should be good for the second at bat. By that time, Paul spoiled a very good pitch. Bobby Jenks would love to play a part in this one.
I'd love to see him out there. Ball hammered, foul. Outfield deep.
And Kadire well behind Thome, knowing that Jim is not going anywhere.
And once again, a 2-2. That ball hit deep. Stay in the air. Stretch. Get up. It will. You can. Put it on the board. Yes. Two-run shot for Konerko, and this game is tied at 2.
After fighting off a good changeup away, Paul got what should have been a slider in, only Liriano got it out over the plate. And we told you the jet stream blowing toward left and left center, that was a line drive rocket that just didn't come down until it was in the seats. 6 and 27 on the power numbers.
Ryan Anderson takes ball 1. 2-2 tie.
Our fourth drive of the game. There's a slider that just sits over the middle of the plate. And Paul gets enough of it to tie the game at 2.
Ryan just underneath that one. Gomez a long way to come. Now it's Harris making the catch.
Well, he was stumbling around. He was looking into center field. He was looking into left field. Then he realized, well, wait a second. This ball is coming to me. I better make that play.
And, of course, with that home run by Konerko, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 39, so $3,900 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Ursula. Way out in front of a changeup. And that's a fair ball. Right over the bag. Here he goes. Here's the throw. Safe.
Kubel's got a pretty good arm and did a nice job of digging the ball off the wall and firing to second base. And that was a lot closer than you'd have thought when that ball went by Creedy. We'll take another look at it. This is a fastball right down the middle. And Alexi takes it right down the line. See how far Kubel is away from this ball? Seems pretty hard to believe, but he makes it a very close play at second base.
So here's Josh Fields. He fouled out to Kadire at first base.
There you look at the line score.
0-1 the count. Outfield. A little bit of a gap out there in left center. And the count 1-1. Come on, Josh.
That was the 7th home run that Liriano's given up this year. That's 3rd on the club in that dubious department.
now that big 1-1 pitch goes in Josh's favor. 2 balls and a strike. Greedy backing off the line. Google guarding the line almost out there in left field, as we mentioned. These twin outfielders give you the line, the gaps, I should say, as that's foul. They will give you the gaps. Especially in their ballpark. There's a Korkmeister on deck. Pass back to the middle, and that's a base hit. They're going to wave. No, what's he doing? Sliding. He's being waved around, and he's safe.
I saw Jeff Cox, and he was just pinwheeling his arm, saying, "Go." Well, that play was behind Ramirez, and then you have to pick up the coach. First of all, you're a shortstop yourself. You have to know where Harris is lining up. And you got to know that this ball is going through the infield. And you see Jeff Cox waving his arms. For some reason, Alexei decided to slide, but was fast enough to outrun the ball as it throws off the mark. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, what hurts?
Jeez.
Man. Sox lead at 3-2.
13th run driven in by Josh Fields. And for all you young players, when you get on base, you've got to know where both the infield and the outfield is setting up. In that case, Alexei had to know that Harris was to his right. Consequently, that ball goes through. You know it's slowly hit, and you've got to pick up your third base coach.
So here's Miller. You know, I don't know if I've ever seen that. Ever. I'm talking about in the Major League game.
Come to the ballpark on a daily basis.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
And you'll see
it's
things.
The greatest game ever created.
Well, you'd think at this point, seeing as they did play baseball before Custer's last stand, we'd have seen everything. Especially you.
Well, they did, yeah. A.J. Spalding on Custer's last stand day pitched a shutout here in Chicago.
Well, there you go. But yet, we still see things on a nightly and daily basis that we've never seen before.
I should say A.G. Spalding. That's low, 2-0. 3-5-1 for our guys, 2-3-1 for their guys. Come on, Corky, get yourself a good one. That's softly hit out there. Here comes Gomez. Can't get there. Josh on his way to third as a double by Miller, and the Sox ducks on the pond, just 1 out.
Heads up base running by Corky Miller, because when Gomez didn't get to it, Kubel did a nice job of backing him up. But Corky, when he rounded first, noticed the closest to second base was Rob Drake. He's the umpire. He's not going to take the throw. And so despite having very little speed, Corky on a 2-0 pitch drives it into left center field and then winds up at second base. This is heads up base running, and it takes the double play out of the equation. Now here's Corky, and he's taking a look at shortstop and second baseman. He realizes that they're both out there. That's a mistake.
And that pitch is popped up. Playable by Mauer, so Posednik cannot get the job done with 1 out. And it'll leave it up to Jason Nix. So 2 down. Boy, we have had nothing but trouble getting in guys with less than 2 out from third base. Wow.
Well, it's especially difficult when you're over anxious. I mean, that's a ball that you certainly want to try to hit in the air and drive it. He was able to do that in the third inning. But this time the pitch was a little too high and he popped it straight up on the first pitch.
And very quickly to count 0-2. Overall, it boils down to when you go to the plate, if you're just trying to see the ball and hit the ball in situational hitting, it's usually not going to get done. You have got to have a thought process, you've got to have a plan, and you've got to have that sense of control, because you're not the one in trouble. The guy out there 60 feet 6 inches is the one in trouble. That's way high. And when hitters go to the plate in these situational circumstances and they don't have a plan, the pressure comes on them. And pressure is the biggest killer of performance.
Well, if Liriano stays away, Nix is going to have to take this ball to right center field, and there's a huge gap that way.
Jermaine Dye on deck, so Jason should, in the next 2 pitches, certainly get something that resembles a strike.
Liriano will be delivering his 81st pitch.
And there it was. Just fouls it back.
And Mauer didn't like the location of that one. So he goes out and he wants to have a word with Liriano, because another one there is going to cost him a couple of runs. See where Mauer wants it? He wants it low and away. Instead, he gets it right in a hittable spot, but unfortunately Jason fouls it straight back. So Liriano got away with a mistake.
That could have been a quick 3 spot right there. And once again, the 2-2. It's full. All full base hit right here, Jason. Look for his fastball and hit his change. '30th pitch of the inning. That ball hit hard. Stay fair. Dead gummit.
Got that ball on the inner portion, and Nix turned on it. There's not a whole lot of chance, but unfortunately, that one found it. It stayed fair a long time with Jeff Kellogg on the call, but you can see it hooks at the very last instant. Goes off the wall. Good 2 or 3 feet foul.
And once again, look for his fastball and hit this change. Nice and easy, 5. And that ball just fouled.
I think he cracked his bat on that one. At least that's what we heard from up here. And he did.
Another $95 bill bit the dust.
It looks like ash to me. It's only 63. That's a bargain.
53.
53? That's a bargain.
I don't know. Let me check out Vinny Fresco's price list here.
The one he charges us or the real one?
52 ash.
There you go. Almost 2 for the price of 1.
You're always looking for those bargains, aren't you?
I never cracked a bat in my life.
And that's ball 4. That's pretty strong at bat right there by Jason. That'll load him up for Jermaine, so the Sox bat around here in the 4th.
Nix kept fouling off the good pitches, and finally Liriano went out of the zone, and now he's got to face Jermaine Dye. This is not something that Ron Gardner wanted.
Jermaine has popped to center, and he is grounded to second. Straightens him up, takes a strike.
Jason's got to be very careful he doesn't run up Corky's back.
One thing about it, he's got a lot of room to do that.
It's got a big back.
And ball deep, way back, he looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! And as Stone Pony said, Gardenhire didn't like that.
He didn't want to see him pitch around Nix to get to Dye.
A grand slam for Jermaine, and the Sox lead it 7-2.
That one was a no-doubter, went over the bullpen. And just like that, Liriano has fallen apart here in the fourth inning. The 8th career grand slam for Jermaine. And with the weather heating up, so has the offense.
So here's Thome. Breaking ball, strike. What a good at bat by Jason Nix.
Oh, it set up the inning. And that was just patience because he spoiled some pretty good pitches, hit them hard. And when Liriano didn't come to him, he did take the walk.
You know, when you've been seeing Ozzie talking about a few of our young hitters, and Ozzie saying, look, I don't care what the results are. I just want to see him give me as Gardenhire going out there, and they're going to check on the health status, I guess, of Liriano. But when Ozzie says, I just want my hitters to give me some good at-bats up there, whether they get a hit or not. Just give me some good at-bats. Well, that's a perfect example of Jason Nix having a good at-bat to set up that grand slam right there by Jermaine. Well, perfect example.
And every manager goes over every aspect of the game after the game is played. Whether Jason Nix gets any hits or not, he's going to go back to that at-bat, a couple of foul balls on good pitches, battling a guy who to that point had thrown the ball pretty well, and keep the inning alive for the guy who's paid to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and that's Jermaine.
Yes, sir. Those are the, and we have to go back in this instance as here's a 1-1. There's a shot. Look at the pick right there by Tolbert, and he's going to get him. But the Sox send 10 men to the plate. Thome started it off with a base hit, a 2-run homer by Konerko, the grand slam by Dye, and we lead it 7-2. First pitch strike to Matt Tolbert leading off here in the top of the 5th inning. 7-2 Sox. 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th as that's watch out. So the count 0-2, and Stoney, that's the first time we've scored that many in an inning all year.
Well, we did it by hitting the ball out of the ballpark, which is something that we haven't done quite enough of this year, but also some very good at-bats that inning, and a 5-run lead for John Danks. Now, Hawk, it's up to him after giving up 2, not of his own doing, but his offense came back with 7. He's got to shut him down.
Well, he's got to treat it like it's a 0-0 ball game right now. Yes, that's out in front. You've been there and done that. I'm sure when you were younger that you went out there after battling, all of a sudden you get a 4 or 5 run lead. You take a easy breath. First thing you know, game's tied.
Can't do it in this league.
No.
You might do it with the bottom part of the order, perhaps in the National League with a non-hitting pitcher, but not here.
No, there's a little bit of difference in the American League and the National League in that regard. Seven, 7-1 for our Sox. 2, 3-1 for their Twins. And that's out of play.
Tolbert made a terrific play to get out of that 4th inning.
And that's chopped foul. Scott Olger will make that play, make himself a new friend right here. Yes, sir. Those are things that, the little things that don't go into box scores right there. And a bat by Jason Nix. He gone. 5 strikeouts for Danks. And here's Denard Span, the leadoff hitter.
You have to watch the bunt because the Twins are looking for base runners. And Span has tremendous speed. Now Gomez tried to bunt his way on, but a good play by Danks ended the 4th.
Well, they cannot get to Mauer or Morneau unless they got a couple of runners here. And on that ball club with possibly the best 1-2 punch in baseball. That's all the 8th, 9th 1-2 hitters want to do is just get on base.
Both these guys left-handed, yet both hit left or right-hand pitchers. I like those guys in Tampa Bay a little bit, hitting 3 and 4, Longoria and Pena. That's a right and a left-hand hitter, and those guys can cause you some big problems.
Yeah, that's a good 1-2 punch. Not like this one, as that's inside. And the count 3-1. No walks, Johnny.
Brendan Harrison on deck circle. John has already walked 2.
Nix will suck it up. 2 down.
Hey kids, visit your friendly neighborhood Culver's restaurant and enter the Kid of the Game sweepstakes for your chance to announce play ball from the field prior to a White Sox home game. Visit your local Chicagoland or Northwest Indiana Culver's restaurant for details.
Brendan Harris. Brendan is 0 for 2. He's bounced back to Johnny and struck out. Dog day here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. Boy, what a turnout they had. Wow. Every year they have a sellout. Some of those dogs, saw this one Basset Hound. They start from the gate in center field. By the time they got around behind home plate, this Basset Hound, just all 4s went out.
Well, they're low,
he was just lying there, nose down.
They're low slung. They're not known for their endurance.
That was so cute. He wasn't going anywhere. They had to pick him up and take him. Out of play right side. Close. Could your Texan made it around all the way?
Oh, yeah. Even on 3 legs. He is faster than both of our Ridgebacks. And they have 4 legs.
Of course, Texan's a greyhound.
He is that.
The 2-2 pitch. He gone. Right on the outside corner. 1-2 inning for Danks halfway home. It is 7-2 good guys. Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules.
Luis Ayala comes into the game, so the night is over for Francisco Liriano. That 7th spot in the 4th doing him in. Still a ways to go yet as Ayala at 1-1, an ERA of 5.71 on for the 17th time. And he's given up a couple of home runs in 17 and the 3rd innings and given up a whopping 26 hits.
Here's Konerko. 31-year-old right-hander's first pitch over for a strike. He's out of Santa Monica, California. Born in Los Mochis, Mexico. 6'2", 190 pounds. Softly hit. Harris. 1 out. Paulie now 1 for 3. That 2-run homer last inning. Second of a 3-game series. Finale tomorrow afternoon. Make your plans to be with us here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. Bartolo Colon against Nick Blackburn. And if you can't make it to the game, that game will be over Comcast Sportsnet. Off the fists, Creedy's got him. And Joe Creedy's been taking care of Brian Anderson the last couple of games. That's the 4th grounder to Creedy.
Brian's just not seeing too many pitches. He's going up there, swinging real early in the count.
Mike and Nicole Leary right there. Mike, one of our producers at Comcast, and Nicole recently married, and they were walking their little doggy around.
A couple of teacup dogs.
There he is. Saw one of those little ears sticking up. as Alexei fouls that one away. He has walked and he has doubled. You know, in the fist.
Ayala's been around. He started with the Montreal organization. And of course, Montreal became Washington, and he spent 05, 06, part of 07, and 08 with Washington before going to the Mets and finding his way here to Minnesota.
That's popped up right side. Kadire surrounds it. And that didn't take long. A couple of ground outs, a pop up. We'll go to the 6th. It is 7-2 Sox. Joe Mauer, Justin Morneau, and Michael Kadire. The heart of this Minnesota order here in the top of the 6th inning. Sox on top by 5. First pitch inside corner, strike.
And it's never a day at the beach to face Mauer, but if you have to face him at all, facing him leading off an inning is the way you'd like to do it.
There's a base hit.
That way, when he gets his base hit, he's not going to drive home any runs.
Well, the best way, 2 outs and nobody on. Because this guy right here, Justin Morneau, as I said, this guy, these two might be just the best 1-2 punch in all of baseball.
Well, they have no problems facing any type of pitcher.
No.
From a good curveball, they can hit that. They're hard pressed to throw a fastball consistently by him.
One and 0 the count.
Nice play by Corky. Keeps a double play in order. Morneau has grounded into 3 of those.
Morneau tonight has struck out, walked, and scored. And the count 2-0. One thing about Minnesota, as we have seen over the many years that we've played them, they will not pack it in. They will keep coming at you. And you don't want to walk him. You want to come back and try to get him. 3-0 the count. There's one.
Tavio Dotel loosening up in the pen.
There's two.
Well, you'd like to see Morneau roll over on one. Johnny Danks tries to throw away from him. 97th pitch coming up.
And the payoff. Souvenir left side, just underneath the LG Skyline Club seats.
I can see them on both sides.
Broken bat, watch out. Popped up. Lexi making the call. Got the ball. So a good job by Danks coming back from the 3-0 count.
Lexi holds up that hand right away, which allows Posednik and Anderson to realize that he's setting up and he's going to make the play. Head of the bat shatters, leaving Morneau with just the handle. So that's a big out.
Cuddyer is grounded to second and reached on an arrow. Takes first pitch strike. Big motion right there. Pulls the string. And the count 1-1. Just a short lead by Lauer. That ball hit hard in the center field. Nobody's going to get this one. That is up and out, and it is a 7-4 ball game. So they are right back in it.
One of the things that would tip you off that John Danks was losing it a touch was two straight changes, both inside to a right-hand hitter when he wanted to throw both of them away. And Cuddyer, who's got big power, took this ball the opposite way. His 5th home run, that's a high fastball. Cuddyer didn't miss it.
So a new ball game here inside the slam zone. And Kubel checks it up, takes the strike. Kubel has struck out and also singled in a run. And the count 0-2. Joe Crede on deck. That's the 6th home run this year that Johnny Danks has thrown. And that one's fouled off the facade of the LG Skyline Club seats.
And it doesn't come with net included.
He gone. 2 down. And here's Crede. Crede, a double, his first at bat, a sacrifice fly, and at bat number 2. Takes a strike. That's foul. 7 runs, 7 hits One error for our Sox. 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for their Twins.
You got to believe one way or the other, this is going to be the last inning for John Danks.
Yeah, you'd think so.
This is pitch 108.
And it's high. 24-year-old southpaw out of Round Rock, Texas. Way outside. 29,044. I thought there'd be a little more than that just by the looks of it. And that changeup way down low. Johnny looks like he's out of gas.
Yeah, if he doesn't get Joe Crede, he's not going to be around to face Gomez.
Two out and a payoff pitch. Here comes Ozzie. No, not yet.
Well, I think he's got to go get him.
Now here he comes. So Danks will depart. Throws 111 pitches as the beer frame in the 7th. Will depart, and we'll be back.
Tailgating with the White Sox tailgate party pads. Treat your group of 20 to 60 fans to a private party area conveniently located outside the Gate 2 ballpark entrance. Bring your own food or choose to have it catered by the White Sox. Book a White Sox tailgate party pad with discounted game tickets. Call 312-674-1000 today. And Octavio Dotel comes into this one. He inherits Joe Crede at first base. Dotel 1-1, ERA 0.68, on for the 16th time.
First pitch to Carlos Gomez. Down low, picked up nicely by Corky Miller. Gomez is lined to left and tried to bunt. Pushed it down towards the first baseline, and Danks threw him out. That's in to right field. Jermaine is there, and that'll retire the side. They do pick up 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Micah Dyer. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, leading 7-4.
iPhone and iPad Touch with MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit WhiteSox.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase.
As you check out our Southwest Airlines Tail of the Tape, Josh Fields will lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Josh is 1 for 2 with a single, knocking in a run. He also scored one, so 1 pitch, 1 out. And that'll bring up Corky Miller, who was hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. He also doubled and scored. Luis Ayala. First pitch strike.
Matt Thornton getting ready in the bullpen.
That's off his leg. So the count 0-2.
Don Cooper talking it over with John Danks. Kevin Floyd there. Those are the two youngsters that have to take that next step after good years last year. Well, I think John is pretty happy with his performance, although he was running out of gas right at the 110 pitch mark.
The 0-2. Checks it up. I mentioned Bartolo Colon against Nick Blackburn in the finale tomorrow afternoon. Can't make it to the ballpark. That game over Comcast Sportsnet. Then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Pittsburgh Pirates come to town. We're going to run Floyd, Gavin Floyd, Clayton Richard, and Mark Burley out there. They're going to run Zach Duke, Ross Ollendorf, and Jeff Karstens to the bump. Span, long way to go, and he got there in a hurry. 2 down.
Well, Pittsburgh's going to do something, Hawk, that I don't believe I've seen very often. And that is come to town, play us 3, and then head over to the north side, play the Cubs 3. They're going to be in Chicago for 6 days.
Oh, man.
They're going to need a lot more meal money than whatever they're giving them.
What a town to spend 6 days in.
They're going to have to lock half of them up in the rooms.
What you do, you just break the key off in the lock.
I wish we were on the second half of that 6 days.
Yeah. Bides moving those feet around, fouls it off, and the count 0-2. Yes, sir. This is just the best town in the world to spend if you're on the road 6 days. Then
there's a very happy young man.
So Ayala's having a very happy bottom of the 6th, as he did bottom of the 5th. He's retired everybody he's seen 6 in a row.
we head into the top of the 7th inning. The Sox hold a 7-4 lead. And Matt Thornton comes on at 1-1. His ERA 2.45, on for the 17th time. Shown 14 2/3 innings, fanned a whopping 22. He'll deal with the bottom part of the order before heading back to the top and trying to get out of this inning without Mauer or Morneau coming to bat.
Colbert has gone out to left, and he has struck out. Makes it high. Just tuning in. Twins with 2 in the top of the 4th. Sox came right back with 7 in the bottom of the 4th. 2-run homer by Konerko. Grand slam by Jermaine Dye, and mixed in between there, the RBI single by Josh Fields. And the 2-run homer by Kadire in the top of the 6th. And that's where we're at. 7-4 good guys. Softly hit. And that's out number 1.
Nice play by Matt Thornton. He was able to backhand that ball, and then on the run, that little underhand flip. Pretty good effort. He retired the right-hander, and now he's facing a very tough left-hander.
And it's the first time he's faced it. Denard Span is 1 for 2 tonight. A single, a walk, and a grounder to second. Fields in on the grass at third. Outfield short, swung around to the left, gap out there in right center.
The Sox don't expect that Span is going to be able to turn on that 97. They figure if he does hit a fastball, he's going to hit it to the opposite field, with Posednik over very close to the line and not overly deep in left.
Kansas City was leading Cleveland 4-2. It is now tied at 4. Game late in the ball game.
But Cleveland had that one put away in the 9th inning of last night's game. They're leading 5-2. Kerry Wood gave up a couple of home runs and lost the lead, blew the save, and lost the game.
That evens the count at 2.
You could use Kansas City to lose a few, and Detroit playing really good baseball right now.
Thornton ready with a 2-2 delivery. Broken bat. And that's out number 2. So with 2 gone, that'll bring up the shortstop, Brendan Harris, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Harris has faced Thornton twice. He has 1 hit.
Curt Schilling had a brother, it'd be that guy.
Oh, and 1 to count.
And it is a warm night. Enjoying their ice cream.
Where's Ron Crown when you need it?
That's a good question. I think he's in the witness protection program.
Of course, with Levy Brothers Wrestlers, they do such a great job here at the ballpark.
There's Southpaw explaining to the camera crew how to do it.
Another broken bat. Josh has got him. Long peg. Perfect. And that'll do it. Nice inning. 1-2-3 for Thornton. 7th inning stretch. We lead it by 3.
The Yankees defeated Baltimore. Detroit beat Texas. And Oakland, giving Tampa Bay all kinds of problems, defeated them 7-6. Boston beat Toronto for the second time in a row. It's all tied up in Kansas City at 4 in the 7th. And in Seattle, 0-0, that game in the first. In the first game, Florida defeated Arizona 8-6. The second game, it's tied at 4 in the 4th. Atlanta clobbered Colorado 12-3. Pittsburgh beat Washington 2-1. Cincinnati defeated Philadelphia 5-1. Houston all over Milwaukee 6-1 in the 7th. St. Louis leading the Cubs in the 8th inning 2-0. 0-0. San Francisco at San Diego. Likewise, the Mets at the Dodgers.
Well, evidently Chris Carpenter is back.
Well, if he's back, St. Louis is going to make things a little difficult, because along with Wainwright, gives them pretty good rotation.
Nix, Dye, and Tomey. Jason Nix had one of the key at-bats in this ball game if you're just tuning in. 2 out, and then on second and third against Liriano. Fouled off some pitches, drew the walk, and then Jermaine Dye cranked out the grand slam. Watch out. Let's go through that sequence very quickly right here in his last at bat.
A couple of good fastballs on the outside corner. And then that setup pitch, which led to that one. And then Nix gets tough. Works it to 3-2. Fouls that one down the line. Likewise with that. Before he finally draws the walk.
Boy, what a good at bat. As Jermaine takes first pitch strike. Cranked out his 10th homer. He now has 25 RBIs. His 8th career. He did not go. Yes, sir. Big at bat. Can't get that slider, that cutter.
Scott Linebrink loosening in the pen. Scotty closed down the victory last night. Pitching 1 inning, striking out a couple, giving up a hit.
Should be. And rack him up. 2 down.
Hosts a private party on the U.S. Cellular Field fan deck in center field. The package includes 150 game tickets, access to the fan deck for the whole game, and an all-inclusive food and drink package for the first 90 minutes of the game. Reserve the fan deck today by calling 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
Jim Thome takes ball 1. Jimmy started off that 7-run 4th with a base hit. He also has walked and was robbed of a base hit on a beautiful play by Matt Tolbert out there in short right field.
In the meantime, Luis Ayala has thrown the ball real well.
Little breaking pitch there.
Jesse Crain loosening up in the pen.
And the 2-1 pitch. Looked like he just like almost an eephus pitch.
I'm going to throw a slider, but I'll tell you what, I'll throw it as slow as I possibly can.
Man.
And he split the plate.
Hard to do, get below that hitting speed. Comes back. with a fastball that just misses the outside corner. It takes a lot of courage to stand out there 60 feet away from big league hitters and get below the hitting speed.
Well, you talked to Greg Maddux. You said that was his plan C.
That was plan C for him. That's exactly right. There's ball 4, and also one game in against Kansas City, Gaylord was pitching for the Royals. He told me before the game, he said, "Hawk, I want you to watch this." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Just watch this." He said, "I'm going to let your guys see, Dave." He said, "You can tell them if you want. I'm going to let them get themselves out." Sure enough, the game starts. He goes out in the top of the first. Throwing it about 75, 70, 72. Our guys are swinging from their behinds, popping them up, grounding them out. We finally got him in about the 5th inning, but for 4 innings, he was just dazzling us. 0-1 the count to Paulie. Paulie 1 for 3. His 6th homer. He now has 27 ribbies, a 2-run shot. Just a line drive out of here. Jams himself right there. Two out, 1 on. Tommy at first. Outfield there deep, straight up and spread out. Jammed him, pops him up, and this is going to retire the side. So we are into the 8th, still leading by 3.
Sock drive is Sunday, May 24th. Bring new white socks to any gate on Sunday, May 24th to support our troops overseas. For tickets to the game, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. And Scott Linebrink comes into this one. Linebrink at 1-2, ERA 193, on for the 15th time, and he's got to battle a couple of very tough left-handers to lead it off here in the 8th.
First one is named Joe Mauer. Takes first pitch strike. Mauer is 1 for 3. A single and a run scored. And the count evens at 1. Morneau on deck, Cuddyer in the hole. And the fourth hitter, Jason Cooper.
This shapes up as a very tough inning.
Indeed it does. Corky trying to frame it right there, didn't get it, and the count 2-1. Minnesota 2 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth. Sox all 7 coming in the bottom of the fourth inning. Francisco Liriano pops him up left field. Scotty Pods.
Well, the wind is playing tricks with it, but Scott stayed right with it and put it away. Big first out. And we've seen the ball carry very well to left and left center, but it didn't affect Cuddyer's home run to right center, as that was a line drive rocket.
No, he just killed it. So here is Morneau. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Big hack just underneath it. One and one to count. "27-year-old slugger." He's more than a slugger. He's also just a solid hitter. Close pitch, didn't get it, to count 2-1. He can do a lot of things, and he also is very, very underrated at first base defensively. He's a good first baseman. That's a line shot in the left, right at Pods, fighting those lights, stays with it. Nice play, Scott.
Well, you've got to get your eye level somehow below the lights. And he was able to do it, and I don't know how, because I'm not sure he saw that ball as it went into the glove. This doesn't get up high enough. And right here, he loses it, puts the glove up, the ball just happens to stick in it. Nice job.
So that's a hang with him. That's a bad feeling. That's a bad feeling.
Well, you put the glove up and hope that
that's it.
You feel the ball just stick right in it.
Been there, done that. That is not a good feeling. As here's Cuddyer. Takes first pitch strike. And a count 1-1. Cuddyer grounded to second, reached on an error, and cranked out his 5th homer. He now has 22 RBIs.
And here's another case. You've gotten by 2 of the toughest left-handers in baseball. You can't relax on this right-hander because you've got Kubel coming up behind him.
Now, in the American League, when you get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, if you're the 7th inning guy, you got to absolutely, you're going to face some pretty good hitters. If you're the 8th inning guy, you're going to face probably some very good hitters. As that's 3-1. And then, of course, the 9th inning, that's an entity all to itself.
Well, when you have a right-handed closer, and the Sox have that in Bobby Jenks, you can rest assured that they've got a left-handed specialist to come off the bench to face you.
Up and in, breaks his bat. Another one off the fist, and that's going to be into the seats. So the count hangs full to Cuddyer. A little bit of a gap in right center. And he fouls off another one.
Pretty good at bat for Cuddyer. Dog's still hanging around. Of course, then again, if he drove himself, he'd probably be gone by now.
It's the 3-2. And that's chop foul. Yeah, he'd jump in his little Mercedes CL63 and tootle on down the road.
That's exactly right. Hopefully pick up the payments and the insurance.
It's always going to be that element.
I got to talk to Larry about that.
Payoff. And another foul.
This at bat is turning into an extravaganza, trying to keep it alive for Jason Kubel. 10th pitch of the at bat.
He gone. Good inning right there for Scott Linebrink, getting Mauer, Morneau, and Cuddyer in order.
Provide your guests with the ultimate baseball experience in the Jim Beam Club. This all-inclusive premium seating area located behind home plate features a Levy Catering pregame buffet, open bar, in-seat food and beverage menu, along with premium reserve parking and much more. For more information, call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com/Jim Beam Club. And now Jesse Crain comes in. Record 2-2. He has a robust 8.25 ERA. And as you can see, 7 walks and 8 strikeouts. Not a real good ratio.
First ball hunting is Ryan Anderson, high into right center field. 1 pitch, 1 out, and of course that Jim Beam Club, those are the haunts of Big Bad Bobby Manning.
I think Brian has seen in 4 at-bats, 7 pitches.
Nothing wrong with that.
6 or 7 pitches.
Nothing wrong with that if you're 2 for 4 or 3 for 4.
Yep.
First pitch strike to Alexei, who has walked, doubled, and fouled out to first. Sox trying to make it 4-1 against Minnesota this year. With Bartola Colon and the bump tomorrow afternoon, make your plans to be with us here at USA Field. And he'll be opposed by the big right-hander Nick Blackburn, who pitched so well against our Sox in game 163 last year.
Gave up a run, a towering home run to Jim Thome. Sometimes that's all it takes. And Bobby Jenks loosening in the pen.
0-2 pitch. And then Pittsburgh coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Floyd, Richard, and Burley for us. Duke, Ohlendorf, and Karstens for them. Boy, a festive crowd last night, a festive crowd this evening. Hopefully 4 more during this homestand. Just tuning in, Johnny Danks started, went 5 2/3, giving up 4 runs, only 2 earned. 5 hits, 3 walks, had 7 strikeouts. And for Alexi, the 1-2. Into right field, that's a can of corn. 2 down for the Twinkies. In the top of the 9th, scheduled hitters are Kubel, Creedy, and Gomez.
They're going to have to look at Bobby Jenks. We'll be trying to nail it down for John Danks. Bobby will be looking for save number 9.
Yankees now on an 8-game winning streak as they thump Baltimore 11-4.
And Toronto is starting to know how it feels to play teams in the East. As Boston has taken a couple from them in that 3-game series.
There's the overhanded Yellowhammer right there, and the count 1-1. Yankees now 6 games over, 23-17. Now the breaking ball.
Oakland has given Tampa Bay some problems in Tampa Bay. Scott Kazmir, for whatever reason, Hawk, has over a 10-point ERA at home.
That breaking ball hit high into right field, so an easy inning right here. 1 to center, 2 to right. And we'll go to the 9th. It is 7-4 White Sox. And answer, will the Sox finish this season with a winning record against the American League Central Division? Yes said 65%.
And no said 35%, which is hard for me to believe. But at any rate, Bobby Jenks comes in, and that's not hard to believe. Bobby on for the 14th time, his ERA at 2.77, looking for his 9th save. And he's going to be looking at Kubel, Creedy, and Gomez, and probably, if it stays alive, a pinch hitter for Tolbert.
Kubel is 1 for 3. Got an RBI single back in the 4th inning. There's the strike. 7-7-1 for us, 4-5-1 for them. And another strike. Just tuning in, 3 home runs in the ball game, a 2-run blast by Kadire, 2-run blast by Konerko. That was in the 4th. And later on in the 4th, a grand slam by Jermaine Dye. There was a pitch right there. If he gets it over, you could grab some bench.
It looked awfully enticing, and then finally dove down and into Kubel, who wisely checked it up.
Make him swing the bat, Bobby. No walks, buddy. And the payoff. Souvenir left side. There's Creedy. Joe is 1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly and a walk in this game. And once again, the 3-2. Pops him up. Nix. Dig out. Always.
Well, a good battle won by Bobby Jenks. There's a lot of folks that wonder where that 98 mile an hour, 99 mile an hour fastball went. Replaced by a guy that has a real good understanding of what he has to do to get hitters out.
That's inside to Creedy.
Bobby has very good control, and he also has a tremendous pitching acumen. I believe he really understands how to do it, probably as well as anybody on this team.
And there's a strike. Creedy has faced Bobby 1 time. He's 0 for 1. The 1-1. And that's into right field. That's a can of corn for Jermaine. 2 down. So here hitting for Gomez, Busher. He was 0 for 3 tonight. Takes ball 1.
This is just the 3rd time this year that Brian Busher has had an opportunity to pinch hit. In fact, this Twin team 4 for 15 in a pinch hitting role.
And the count 2-0. play. Morales on deck. And there's a strike.
Morales, the third catcher on this team.
Outfield around to the left. Just off the plate. And the count 3-1.
Bobby sinking it pretty well, but it did sink out of the zone.
And there's a strike. So a full count. 2 down, top of the 9th. And the Sox on top by 3. There's a shank right there. That's looped down into center field. Brian cannot get there, so a little duck snort by Busher.
Now Morales comes up. He's a switch hitter. He'll be hitting from the left side. And he's had a pretty good run at it this year, hitting .333. And .316 as a left-hand hitter. He is, however, 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter.
So the 29,044. It's been a great crowd tonight. And he takes ball 1. This will be the 19th pitch. With 2 out here in the top of the 9th for Jenks. Konerko playing way back. And the count 3-0. Tying run on deck.
Don Cooper looking over his pitching charts. Probably wants to see the head-to-head matchup between Jenks and Span.
There's one.
Let's just hope it doesn't get to that.
Well, he's going to be taking another one, so Bobby's going to throw another one. And then take your chances. No, he wasn't either. That's shocking right there. Morneau was taking the 3-1 pitch earlier. Kubel was taking. Morales is swinging.
Well, he's swinging and he couldn't get around on it.
I think maybe he missed a sign right there. And the payoff pitch. And that's in the hole. Alexei! Yes! This ball game is over. Beautiful play by Alexei Ramirez. And Bobby Jenks comes on, nails it down for Johnny Danks. And Stone Pony, a big 4th inning for us.
Big 4th inning offensively, and this game